Welcome back. The Royal BC Museum's Old Town exhibit has pieces from a garage in Salmon Arm, a hotel in Nanaimo, and shops from Victoria. But as you walk through Old Town, there's a subtle difference between the two sides of the street. Veronica Cooper explains.
The construction is different on this side than that side.
Many of us, including me, have walked through the Royal BC Museum's Old Town exhibit and never realized the wooden buildings represent construction before 1908, the brick buildings after.
1908 was a really bad fire season. The town of Fernie had a population of 5,000. It was a boom town with a massive coal mining operations, large lumber sawmills, 700 buildings. That summer was very, very dry.
And at the end of July, there was a fire near Fernie, but it was small, just smoldering ash.
But on Saturday, August 1st, the wind came up. The fire was out of control and moving swiftly towards the town of Fernie. The telegraph operator suddenly received a message that said the brewery on the edge of town was on fire and one of the bridges was gone, and then the telegraph lines went dead. People were screaming, running into the streets. There was no time to grab any possessions. People were crowded into the coke ovens for safety. The hospital was evacuated, and it had diphtheria and scarlet fever, typhoid, and other infectious diseases, and those patients were rushed into the crowds of refugees to save their lives. It was quick, 90 minutes, and the town was totally destroyed. There were only 17 houses left standing, and 5,000 people had become refugees. Cranbrook stopped everything and put together emergency rescue trains. The trains had to go through burning forests to reach the town. They brought back 3,000 refugees, which had to be fed and housed. And every major town in Alberta sent boxcars full of clothing and supplies.
It was devastating, but incredibly, the death toll was just 10 people, and the rebuilding began immediately.
All the loggers, all the members of the coal companies brought their staff to town, and people began clearing the rubble.
The town photographer, Joseph Spalding, could only snap a quick shot of the fire approaching, but he recorded the aftermath.
And his pictures became the documentation of the time a firestorm destroyed an entire BC town. By 1910, Fernie was rebuilt in brick.
Which is one of the reasons why Old Town represents both wood and brick construction.
Yes, architecture was changing and BC was becoming a wealthier and more stable economy, but there was also the lesson of the fire in Fernie in 1908 on August 1st.
This Week in History, brought to you by the Royal BC Museum, bringing British Columbia's stories together.